Okay, anything I do is because I have graphic calculator. So I will key into my graphic calculator, the volume function first. Do you key in the volume function? So how is the graph look like? How is the graph look like? Okay. So the question asks you to do dv over dt. Okay, what rule should I use? Ashwindaran? Yeah, how to differentiate this? May I know? Ashwindaran?
Yes, Miss.
I've given you 10 minutes to look through the question. Can you tell me how to get the answer? Ashwindaran, can you tell me how to get the answer?
No, I cannot, Miss. Sorry.
How come you can't? I even wrote down the answer on the board already. You didn't even see. Hello, young man. And do you have your graphic calculator with you? Huh?
I do have my I do have my calculator, Miss.
How can a student or math student come to class without your graphic calculator?
Miss, I do have my calculator, Miss.
Then you have to act on it. What are you doing? Okay, so this is your dv over dt. So now they ask you to draw the graph of dv over dt. So the best way is what? Is the graph of dv over dt is a straight line, correct? And if I expand this, okay. I have 15.625 and the t there. Am I right? So it should be a straight line. Okay, and you have to mark until 80. So I believe the graph is going like that. Am I right? Okay, so if the graph is like that, look, this is the greatest rate. So your part B, at what time was the outflow? You see the part B, the word outflow. Outflow imply negative dv over dt. So from the graph itself, you know that, okay, the fastest outflow happens at the beginning. Are you okay? The fastest outflow happened at the beginning. Okay, now, then part C. So you see, our mindset, we have to be very, very careful. We have to be very, very careful because the VT graph, I think the VT graph goes some sort like, how is a VT graph go? I have to imagine. So it's when t equal to 0, it is 5,000. Yeah. So it's 5,000 and the graph go like that. Correct? Is that the VT graph? And 80, it becomes 0. So it go like that. This is your VT graph. This is your VT graph. Then at 80, it stop. This is your VT. This is 80. So the whole thing become empty. So you see, the steepest tangent is happen at the beginning. Are you clear? So this graph help you to do so. So is that okay? Okay, so now show that d square v over dt square is always constant. So how to show? So what you need to do is you need to differentiate this. So d square v over dt squared is equal to 15.625. It doesn't depend on time. So therefore, okay. So therefore, it's show that it's always constant. I show already. And positive, show already. This is greater than 0. And interpret this result. So what does that mean? How to interpret this result? Can I have someone to help me to interpret the result? Yeah, Carol Rampa.
Yes, miss.
How to interpret this result?
1.5625 is constant.
Hey, hello, young man. They say show that d squared v over dt squared is always constant and positive. I show already. So now you have to interpret, means you have to tell me the meaning of this. What does it tell you about the outflow?
Oh, does it mean that the outflow is like it stays the same?
No, the outflow is not the same. Same in what sense? Sense in the rate?
Sorry, miss?
Same.
Miss, can we say increasing at a constant rate?
No, you cannot say increasing at a constant rate. The outflow, how to be increasing at a constant rate?
Oh,
Yeah,
does it then?
Are you talking about the volume or are you talking about the rate of outflow?
The rate of outflow.
Yeah, you can say the rate of outflow is increasing at a constant rate. You can say that. Okay. Or you can say that the outflow, the rate of outflow is increasing at a constant rate. Hello? Can or not?
Can.
Okay. Yeah. So you can check your answer from the textbook. Okay. So now I follow the sequence your friend asked. Okay. Then just now 9B. After I go back to 3C. 9B. Same exercise, 9B. Okay, question 9. Okay, is it in the conversion of sugar solution to alcohol? Okay, that's fermentation. The amount of alcohol produced the hour after the reaction commence is given by this. Anyone take biology? Let's come back to this. Okay, so we have this as S is the original sugar concentration. So S is the concentration, so it's just a constant, we don't care. Okay, find A when T equal to 0. Okay, so we have no problem. So that one, everyone know what to do, am I right? So T equal to 0, A0 equal to S 1 minus e to the power of 0. How come the sugar concentration original sugar concentration is 0? Or the percentage, where S is the original sugar concentration. Okay, so 0, correct? Because e to the power of 0 is 1. Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing, student? Okay, yes. Okay, then we go to part B. Suppose S equal to 10. Okay, so we follow the instruction. We replace S equal to 10. And A equal to 5. Oh, no. Okay, so I write down, suppose S equal to 10, so I put 1 minus e to the power negative kt. Okay, and A equal to 5 after 3 hours. So this information will help me to do part 1. So A equal to 5, T equal to 3. So now I sub in 5 equal to 10 times 1 minus e to the power of negative 3k. Okay, so what should I do next? Christopher, what should I do next? After I sub in, yeah.
Can move the 10 over.
Yeah, I can move the 10 over, okay. Okay, I follow your instruction, I move the 10 over. So I move the 10 over, should it be divide or minus?
Divide.
Okay, divide. Okay, then next step. Okay, Christopher, can you help me?
Move the 1 over.
Move the 1 over. Minus.
Yes.
Is it Christopher? Minus. Then what should I write on this side, the right hand side?
Actually can put positive.
So which would cannot, because here is a minus. So instead of doing like that, what you can do is you can do it this way. You bring this whole thing over to save all the trouble and bring the negative half over. So that is how you work. So bringing like that will make a lot of mistakes. So we are not going to do like that. So I'm going to bring okay. Are you okay? So this one is half. So I told you, as long as you have power negative, we usually write it this way. Am I right? By the way, positive. Yep. Christopher, continue.
K equals to ln 3 or
Okay, Christopher, from here, what you need to do is you have to cross multiply first. So next step. Next step, what to do, Christopher?
3k equals ln 2.
Aswindaran, what to do next step? Aswindaran, what to do next step? The rest be patient. When I ask like that, I'm giving everyone the chance to know what to do next. Aswindaran, where
Yes,
are you? What should I do next? Have I done part 1?
Yes. So after this point,
Aswindaran, if you don't know what to do next step, is something very wrong somewhere, okay? Three K equal to ln 2. So what is K? Aswindaran, please tell me. If this step of max also you can't do very, you really have to think very hard for whether you are going to take max or not. Okay, Cindy, can you tell Miss Do what should I do next?
Ln 2/3.
Thank you. So this is your K. So I'm done with part 1. Okay, now part 2, B part 2, they say, find the speed of the reaction after 5 hours. Okay, what is A? What is A? A is reaction, correct? Yeah. So when I say speed of the reaction, so it's exactly like we have displacement. Then how displacement change to velocity? You tell me. So speed of reaction means rate of reaction. So this will give you the sense of rate of reaction. Understand? So if I want to find rate of reaction, so I have to differentiate my A, correct? Which is 10, 1 minus e to the power negative 3k. Never mind, you can put your k afterward. You don't have to put down your k first. KT, sorry, not 3k. Okay, KT, negative KT. So that is the meaning of speed of reaction. So now A prime T. How Xuan, how to get A prime T? How Xuan, are you in my class? Or How Xuan not in? Wow, How Xuan tuang my class. Okay, How Zhe, long time didn't call you. How Zhe?
Differentiate negative 10 e to the power of negative kt, and then bracket negative k.
Yeah,
and then
you are
bracket.
right. Done now? Okay, so what you can do is, okay, what you can do is you expand this one first. Okay, if you want to. So you have like that. So 10 is a constant, correct? So you get 0. So negative 10, copy down the whole thing, then time by negative k. So they say after 5 hours. So we look for a prime 5. Okay, now you can put in your k. Okay. Then you use your calculator and calculate, or you can, if you key this into your calculator, I think you can use your Y2 and get the answer. Hello, is there any problem with that? So if during the exam, correct, you don't know what to do, correct? You always ask yourself, speed is related to what? Speed is related to time, correct? So that means this is rate of reaction. How fast it react. So that is also another meaning of rate of reaction. Okay. So you see a lot of things, a lot of things when come to application question, correct? It doesn't tell you, find the rate of change. They use another word. Okay, depend on the situation. Like I don't ask you the rate of displacement, correct? I ask you to find velocity. So you have to know, velocity is rate of displacement. So speed of reaction means rate of reaction. Is that okay? Can I move on? Any further question? Okay, so now we go to question 3C. Everyone go back to question 3C. Okay, for this question, I'm going to ask, what is your problem that you won't be able to do 3C? The person who asked question 3C. Hello, can you respond to me? I just want to know what make you. Yeah, should be able to, correct? Because at what speed? Because the cost depend on the speed, correct? If you look at the cost, okay, since we are talking about it, we have, okay, question 3. So you don't keep thinking, when we talk about speed is definitely due with displacement. So our mindset cannot be like that. So you see the cost depend on the speed. So that means cost is the dependent variable. Speed is the independent variable in this case only. In nothing to do with displacement. Are you clear? Okay. Since we are talking about it, may I know how is this graph look like? Can someone tell me how is this graph look like? Can someone put in the graphic calculator and draw the graph? Everyone put into the, did they ask you to sketch the graph? They didn't say, Okay, so we try to sketch the graph. and see how is the shape of this graph look like. It's no harm to learn more. How many zero? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can put divide by x, huh? Okay, speed is a scalar quantity, so it must be more than 0, okay? I'm doing it. I hope you. Okay. We know that in this case, V cannot be 0, correct? So the graph looks some sort like this. Do you have this graph? Hello? Do you
No.
have the cost graph like that? Can you get that from your graphic calculator? Hello? Jen Hao? Jen Hao? Do you get the graph?
No.
Okay, why not? Can you tell me? Because exam, I can I can change this question. Then I ask you to sketch the graph, then show the feature. So if I ask you to sketch the graph, you have to give me this minimum point. Okay, Jen, how? Why not? May I know?
I see the graph keeps on is approaching 0.
Your graph look like that. Your graph look like that. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if your graph look like that, but if you read the question part C, can your graph be like that? Jen Hao, please answer me. Can your graph be like this? Based on
No.
the part C? No. So what should you do?
Go to Windows and change that.
Yeah. You have to go to window. Jen Hao? Okay. I know that my X cannot be, my V cannot be 0. So I put my X minimum. Just now I try a few times. Only I get this. I know already. My graph cannot be like that. So you don't trust your calculator fully. So every time when we ask you to sketch the graph, observe what the question wants you to do. Read the question carefully. Do you know now I have a few times for my students, when I ask them to sketch the graph at the very beginning, they really give me this graph. Without thinking, this is called without thinking. If you read the question, can the graph be like that? Understood? Cannot be. So you have to think of a way. So go to window, change your X minimum and change your X maximum. and do a zoom fit. Until you get the graph like that. So you have to keep changing. Please, everyone. I will make a note there in my listen, student. Whenever I explain certain thing to you, correct? Most probably during your SAT2, I definitely will ask, because I will make a note in my textbook and say I have to come up with a question like that, because I taught you how to do it. So there is no reason in the exam you can't do. Okay, Jen, how can you get the answer now?
No, miss, tell me which numbers you put.
Up to you. Jen, how you have to try by yourself.
Good.
If you put certain number cannot work, for this case, you still get back this, then you have to make a decision to change this. Try. I tell you a number now, it doesn't help you because you don't try. Faster, the rest of you also the same. Don't take an easy way out. Whenever you do something, you tell yourself you can. I try to put in the number. That is called self-confidence. When you haven't tried, you straight away ask people, correct? You are a person who have very low self-confidence. I'm not saying you are proud. I'm not. If I really don't know, then I have to ask. If I try many times already, I still cannot get it, then I have to ask people, oh, how do you judge? You have to increase your X maximum.
400.
Yeah, you can go to 400, you can go to 200, 400. Yeah, because you talk about high-speed train, correct? Yeah, high-speed train. Do you know high-speed train? What is the maximum speed they can go to? Any idea?
200 per kilometer per hour.
Yeah, around 400 kilometers per hour.
Oh,
Yeah, Malaysia is going to build. They plan to build one high-speed train from Kuala Lumpur to Singapore. So it will take you half an hour to reach there. Okay, Jen, how can you get the answer?
I have the shape. It's still touching the
Okay,
ground.
still touching. The reason is because, okay, if your graphic calculator come out like that, correct?
Yep.
Because your graphic calculator, the Y minimum, you look at your Y minimum, it's not 0.
Oh.
So you go and change to your Y minimum equal to 0.
Got it.
Then yeah.
It's
You
finally
see,
not touching the ground.
you see the Y minimum is 3779, correct?
Yeah.
So what you should do is during your exam, correct? You go to your window Y minimum, then after that, okay, what you need to do, okay, listen here, class. You go to your graph, you go second trace, you get your minimum. You get your minimum first, minimum turning point. So you cannot fully trust your graphic calculator, okay? Okay, you got your minimum? Okay, so I got the minimum as, so I jot it down, 79.4, comma, 3779 7, 6. Okay, so if I ask you to sketch this graph, right, you mark down this point, there is a judgment. You don't have to draw the scale. So if I give you these 2 marks, you get 1 mark of the shape and 1 mark here. If you give me the graph like that, straight away you get 0. So it definitely doesn't touch. You get what I mean? Your graphic calculator will show you this. But when you give it to me, you have to do it like that. Are you okay?
Okay.
Okay. Got it? So at what speed will the cost be? Minimum. So at this speed. Get me? So this type of graph, whenever I see this type of function, listen here. It's not always true, but I can say 90% true. When you have something, correct, divided by the variable, the shape of the graph, I always tell my student, is a Nike curve. If you have divide, Nike. Do you see the Nike sign?
Yeah, so basically division will equal to Nike.
Basically, I'm not 100% true. So you
course.
cannot assume that.
But
Okay.
it's something you want to take note of. Got it.
It will be Nike shape. Just do it, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, can or not, students? So today, you better learn how to sketch a graph, because in your SAT2, I definitely will have one part. Since today, when I teach, so many people don't know how to sketch the graph. I give you a Nike curve.